like the top or you just like to lose? Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the boom. You gotta choose. Make a choice. I need 100 pack for my boys. Be hating and talking and hating. I bet you I kill the noise. I've been a man like I'm Peyton. I boost up my rating. You know how I play with toys. Pop out on any occasion, get standing ovations. They can't help it but rejoice. They all wanna follow me, cause I got my foot on the opposition neck and ain't no apologies. 100 yards, you know I own all the property. Daddy's home, you know I own all the property. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose? Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the boom. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose? Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the boom. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose? Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the boom. You gotta choose. You like the top or you just like to lose? Make a move. Been at the bottom, I got the boom. You gotta choose. You gotta choose. You gotta choose. You gotta choose. You gotta choose.
Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Today, after a crazy open...
I'm downstairs. You mean? Girl. I told you I'd be ready. You always got excuses and you know I be on top of things. Punctual my proper name. On the dot is not your aim. Although we in love, we are not the same. I hit you on that celly. You said you needed 5, that was more than 12 ago. Claim you got your hands tied, time stuck like Velcro. Georgia Peach on east side like it's ATL. You lacking, you tripping, you slacking, impatient, be waiting, confused like what happened. You get attitude cause I'm getting mad, cause you wanna take 20 minutes and a half. And on top of that, I gotta get gas out of the freeway, pick up traffic. What the f is you doing? We gotta dip, 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 dip. Cardi, yeah. Watch your tick, 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 tick. Waiting for that last minute for your hell. Now stop playing games, go and bring your downstairs. Come on, let's go. Come on, girl, let's go. Cause you know that time that you wasting, like time that you wasting, like time that you wasting on my time. Come on, girl, let's go. Come on, girl, let's go. Cause you know that time that you wasting, like time that you wasting, like time that you wasting on my time. Took me 20 to get ready, yo. Shower moisturizer and the fit I had on yesterday. Uniform necessities, multiples of everything. Now your neighbor wanna come and speak to me like,
Hey, how you doing? I ain't too bad.
ha 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 ha. Hit her with a few fake laughs. She talking my ear off. It's sympathy I lack. I care about one thing. What a at. Anyway, gotta pay a little more. If we late to the jet, gotta jet cause the boat leave at 8. And we got some fur on the upper deck in the open.
First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Washington Commanders and the Detroit Lions. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. First play from scrimmage, Newton going to throw it. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hawkinson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A well-executed 2-yard gain.
Having someone like T.J. Hawkinson as your starting tight end makes you feel good as an organization because he finds ways to get open and gives his quarterback a reliable safety net over the middle or even to the edges. Case in point there, that play for a first down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Here's Newton. They're going back to the same well. It's Hawkinson again. Touchdown, Detroit! T.J. Hawkinson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Wentz bringing the Commanders out for 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Gibson, and he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Well, this defense for the Lions, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. The coaches always said when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably upward of 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified. Unbelievable.
If you look at that play starts O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Call that a very strong gain of 24. A give up the middle to Gibson. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
You got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Now Wentz. Able to connect with Dotson. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 28. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Taken down on the play by Aiden Hutchinson.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now Wentz on 3rd down. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Touchdown, Washington. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Commanders are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum. He's got him in, complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. For Cam Newton, the arm strength, maybe not what it was circa his MVP season of 2015, but he uncorks a big one there.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they have this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
On first down, Newton. And he'll let this one go deep for Chuck. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Cam Newton now with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes. And the Lions have taken the lead. The fly route works for the TD Brown.
And you know the receivers love to say, if we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the screen.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. On second down, here's Gibson again. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. A nice little gain. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd-and-1 situation. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll run with Gibson. Get this one across the 35. It'll go as a pickup of 14 and a Washington first down.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
It'll be a pickup of a couple and losing with a 3rd and 4.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're not doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. And when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Newton now to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness, it's been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. There'll be some contact going on.
On 3rd down, here's Gibson. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 52 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Wentz. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. 2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Throwing is Wentz. He'll get this into the hands of Antonio Gibson. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up the 3rd down.
And they'll use him out of the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Here's Wentz to throw. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 43. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. Back to the ground with Gibson. And he's got room. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st down, Wentz. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. And the Lions are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. 2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Now following the interception, here's Newton. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Newton to throw. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hawkinson. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Newton on 3rd down. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
Again, Newton. He's airing it out for Williams. And incomplete on the deep ball. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
On 2nd and 10, Newton, he's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Newton. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. Well, he exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. They'll roll him out right. Wentz is intercepted yet again. Picked off by Will Harris. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they're on the short end of the scoreboard here. Charles, what adjustments, if any, do you think they need to make for the second half?
Well, paraphrasing the gold medal hockey winning coach Herb Brooks, I just say you continue to play your game. Throw the ball. They had success doing it in the first half. So make sure you keep getting the ball to your playmakers, a little bit more to the perimeter perhaps. But above all, play your game.
On second down, here's Gibson again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards. Brings up 3rd down.
Well, they sent the power set out there, and their job is to be man-on-man and move people so they can run the football. But that time, too many men didn't get moved in the box defensively. They end up throwing it for a loss.
Third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. To throw, it's Wentz. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Give him 22 there on the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Straight ahead, Gibson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Nice satisfying run on first down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
On play action, it's Wentz. And this one incomplete, threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
They certainly are running up today, Parker, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Wentz now to throw. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down, they just said, we've got faith in our tackles. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now Newton on first down. He's airing it out for Williams. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Good start to the season for Indy on the touchdown last week in the opener and a second one in week 2 now.
But the pace is already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown score or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and did.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Well, if there was any thought that this thing might turn around for this offense in the second half, I think those thoughts pretty well dashed after that interception return there.
It just has not been a good outing for this unit whatsoever. There's no other way to say it. They've been overmatched, haven't performed to the level that they've needed, and that throw there is just going to contribute to this game getting out of hand.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wentz out left to Dotson. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Winston Johnson, your connection there for the Commander first.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And here's a give to Gibson. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left them no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz. This a quick slant, and he's got Terry McLaurin.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
Robinson will try to pick it up. 3 quarters have come and gone. Gotta have this one. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And this is incomplete. Oh, it looked like he had a pretty good line on that, but that would have been a big play. But he could not pull it in. Well, they clearly made a conscious decision here to be more aggressive in the late stages of this game here in the second half.
And I get it. In this situation, you know, if you want to be aggressive out in your midfield, you feel good about your defense maybe.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The longtime vet, Jamie Collins, the man to bring him down. After the sack on first down, Newton. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
He's airing it out for Williams. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Commanders will take over, but backed up deep in their own territory. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one's pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Wentz. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Wentz looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
And he will be taken down, but it's a big play and a conversion for Washington on 4th down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. From the gun, it's Wentz. Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson. On the move past the 40. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Throwing now is Wentz. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Wentz will try again on 2nd down. Thomas brings it in. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. Now Wentz again. Toward the pylon, caught. Touchdown Washington. Antonio Gibson, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Commanders go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Forced out to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
Oh, that's good decision-making right there. Understood down and distance. Knew it wasn't 3rd down, and he still had another opportunity to earn the 1st down. Good job throwing it away and avoiding an interception.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Newton's going to throw it. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Newton looking to throw on 3rd and 1. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty.
And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. Well, the fake punt gets only a yard, but that's enough to pick up the first. So they snap it straight to the up man. What's his responsibility? Normally, obviously, just to protect, but he's got to be a guy that can be pretty agile too, right?
Yeah, without a doubt, because you're talking about a guy, even in protection, he may have to slide up and down the line of scrimmage to pick up someone who comes through trying to block a punt. So you know he's got that ability to move, but oftentimes just usually a running back, a fullback, someone who's used to having the ball in their hands, and he's able to pick up the 1st down.
first down, it's Newton. He's airing it out for Williams. It got his man, complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Lions are on their way to a 2-0 start. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride. And now here is another interception. Picked by Tracy Walker. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Well, there's two sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough, but man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it. I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player. You have to know the situation.
And the Lions will take the knee here with victory in the cards. And the Lions will take the knee here with victory in the cards. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
Now, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Lions, they use the favorable early schedule to their advantage as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Washington, they'll fall to 1-1, and they'll try again next week at home against Philadelphia.
DJ Mosky, let's get it. We the champions here in Los Angeles. Bring it home victory straight out the huddle. I'm at the plug-in.